Hello planty friends and welcome to Plan O'Clock News.
Nice to be in orbit.
Today we'll be featuring Asplenium Nidus, Graptoveria Opalina, and we have breaking news from the Senecio Barbetonicus and the Ulmus Parvifolia. Stay tuned to see what's going on. Let's move on to Asplenium Nidus, or also known as bird's nest fern. It is basically native to tropical and semi-tropical climates. I really don't know how this one has been surviving in the greenhouse because, as I said, it's from tropical and semi-tropical climates, and in here in the winter it can get under -5 degrees Celsius. But so far it is still alive, and since spring has arrived, yay, it has grown way more. So I will say it's one of the most resistant ferns, alongside with the asparagus fern that we will see next week, so stay tuned. Mature fronds can reach up to 1.5 meters when grown outdoors. And fronds means leaves when it's referred to a fern, and some botanical people just refer to leaves when talking about ferns as fronds, so now you know. I didn't know either. Keep out of direct sunlight or we will get sunburn, as this one has been before. And Asplenium Nidus roots itself to trees in its natural habitat, and as most ferns it propagates by spores. This one has not spores yet, it's not mature enough, but as soon as it happens, of course, we will show you guys. Do you have ferns? How you do with them? I'm not very good with them, just with the asparagus fern and this guy here. Now let's move to Graptoveria Opalina, one of my first succulents and the one I have propagated the most. It's an hybrid succulent of Echeveria colorata and Graptopetalum amesticinum, more or less. It's a fast grower succulent that was created by Grover Grimm, a Californian succulent grower. It produces clusters of tight rosettes, and when it's exposed to enough sunlight, it develops pink tips and on the sides. You can basically propagate anything about this plant. Each leaf will end up being a succulent, and I just simply place them on top. This is my nursery, and in here I just place them on top of the soil and I just spray them once in a while. And so far this has been the most successful succulent to propagate. Very easy. And with most of the succulents it's very important that you allow the soil to dry between waterings. And pretty much they tell you when you have to water them because they will start shriveling their leaves. Are you into succulents? Are you propagating them? Tell me your methods, maybe we'll learn something new. And now breaking news from our Senecio Barbetonicus that we saw on the 3rd Plan O'Clock News, which you should go and see if you haven't, so you don't get a spoiler. And also we will talk about the Ulmus Parvifolia, that if you don't remember, it had molded soil, and we saw it on the 1st Plan O'Clock News. So here it is, the Senecio Barbetonicus that had suffered a frostbite. It also had aphids, and I treated with that solution we talked on the previous Plan O'Clock News, and they have disappeared. I'm just removing some dry leaves, and so far it seems they are all the aphids gone, and it's looking better than before now because it has like this beautiful trunk, and the leaves are starting to be neon again. It looks like it gives some desert looking thing. And this is the Ulmus Parvifolia that I moved to a bigger pot, that if you don't remember it was in a tiny blue pot, and I thought it was a torture for the roots, so I gave them a little bit more space. I asked my dad to make some drainage holes for my pot. And here it is, growing new leaves after the big trim I gave him. And we will keep you updated when it's all back to green. Have you started repotting yet? Let us know in the comments so we can chat a little bit. Thanks for watching Plan O'Clock News. See you next week with more planty updates, and remember to water your plants.